I love doing live shows. You've got questions. We've got answers because it's Fanmail Friday. So stay tuned for that.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network in the land. I'm Stacey Gotsulias alongside Brian McKeon. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. Before we get into it, I would like to make an announcement. The last member of the 2009 World Series team has finally retired from Major League Baseball. David Robertson announced that earlier on Friday. So now we can all officially feel really old.
Him and the list of the 19 teams he played for was quite impressive online.
Yes, actually very impressive, all the different teams he played for. And I would like to mention that D-Rob followed me on Twitter for a good 8 years before I deactivated, which I don't understand why. He only followed 315 people. I was one of them. I don't know. Maybe we can get him on the show. Speaking of the show, it's Fanmail Friday. If you've never watched our show, we do Fanmail Friday every week. We get questions from our Locked On Yankees insiders. We now also get questions from our Everydayer Club members and the YouTube viewers. We give top priority, because we've been doing this for the past 3 seasons, to the Locked On Yankees insiders. We always start with Insider Betty, and this is what Betty has to say. If we're going to bring back old guys, I want Jeter instead of Goldschmidt, laughing emoji. Do you think if it's true about Goldschmidt that they could be thinking about him as a coach? Because I want Rice full-time at first base.
It doesn't seem like it, Betty. It seems like they want to go with Goldschmidt like at first base, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like I said this the other day, and I didn't mean this in like a disrespectful tone, but there's no one else in the league interested in Paul Goldschmidt but the Yankees, which I think would be a little concerning because there's teams that need first base help. But also, like Stacey, this is no doubt going to take away playtime from Ben Rice. It has to.
Yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt's not going to sign up to come back to play 20 games.
Right.
He's going to want to play full time. And I don't understand this move from a Yankee perspective. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's not like Paul Goldschmidt was unbelievably productive last year. He was good the first month and a half, and then he really tailed off. I don't get this move. I don't understand it. It makes a little sense to me, honestly. But I think honestly, not in a disrespectful way, he's taking up a roster spot.
Right. He is. Yep. He will be if they sign him.
And I don't like when other teams in the league aren't interested in a player. And it's just you. That feels weird.
I would agree with that.
Let's hear from David F. He says, I hope that you guys are weathering the recent winter storms. We're trying. Project a few Yankee farmhands that are most likely to impact the 2026 season.
Well, we've talked about one of them, but I'm pretty sure that we will probably see Elmer Rodriguez.
Yeah. He's moved up the projection list so quickly this past offseason, so there's a good chance that he's going to wind up making an appearance at some point in 2026. I think if you see the other guys, the season probably went in a bad direction.
Yeah. Like if you see George Lombard Jr. playing shortstop for the Yankees, something bad happened. So yeah, I think Elmer Rodriguez has the clearest path and the quickest path to the major league team. It's possible Carlos LaGrange could also, but again, I really think that George Lombard Jr. should be 2027 if there isn't a lockout, of course. But if you see him in 2026, something bad happened.
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think there's a chance we see him very soon.
Yeah. All right, our next question happens to actually deal with this in a way from Eric S. How much time do you think the Yanks give Volpe to prove himself when he comes back from his injury?
More time than the fan base is going to want.
Right.
I think he's going to get I don't even know if this is the right way to phrase this, but a fair shake and a fairer shake than he probably deserves. I think a lot of times we even are guilty of this. We forget that it's been 3 years as a collective fan base.
Right.
It's been 3 years. And I'm sorry, Stacey, young players in this league prove themselves way quicker than the amount of time Anthony Volpe has been given to prove himself. So they're stuck to it. They believe in him, and they want to give him every opportunity imaginable to prove it. And I think they're going to give him more time than we want him to.
Yes. Yep.
Let's hear from Alex. Alex says, hope you are surviving the cold. Great show. And I just wanted to comment that I was so glad that you guys talked about Mario Garza, as I thought that would be my comment. And even the 13-year-old from Venezuela. Now, I don't have to talk about the international scouting director for a third time. I'm ready for spring training. I have season tickets for the spring training games. Are you guys going to a spring training game? I sit in the right field terrace, and it would be great to meet you there. Go Yankees.
Well, I will not be going to spring training.
Fun fact, I've never been to spring training.
I've only been once.
I've never gone down there. I just never found a reason to do it. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
Love baseball, but it never did it for me.
It was unseasonably cool when we went because my friends and I went in the middle of March, and we were there for a weekend. We flew in early on Friday, went to a Friday game, Saturday game, and the Friday night game, this is Tampa, Florida, and it was probably about like 52 degrees, but it was 52 degrees and windy at night, and it was cold. You know, because we're coming from New York hoping that it's going to be like 75 and sunny in Tampa, and I had to go out to like a 24-hour drugstore and find some sort of medicine for hives because my scalp was breaking out in them from the wind blowing through my hair. So that wasn't a fun part. But I will tell you this. I don't know if they still have it, though. This was 21 years ago. Actually, sorry. The first game we were supposed to go to got rained out because when we first flew down there, it was raining, and we ended up watching the steroid Senate hearings because it was 2005. Wow. So we watched that on TV. And then we went to see the Yankees. But they used to have, I don't know if they have it anymore because, again, it was 21 years ago, but they used to have the Bloomin' Onion, the Outback Bloomin' Onion at Steinbrenner Field.
At Steinbrenner Field.
At Steinbrenner Field. Yeah.
They've still got the 9,000 calorie Bloomin' Onion at Outback. I know that still exists.
Yeah, that thing is so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just incredibly unhealthy.
But I mean, you know, I would say if you want to, and I'm speaking to the audience, if you want to experience spring training, you might as well just go, you know, and maybe don't even make it just a spring training trip because Tampa and Orlando aren't that far away from each other. The beaches in Clearwater are great because when we used to do our Florida trips, for some reason, we never went to spring training, but we always went to Disney World. We go to the beaches in Clearwater. We would go to Busch Gardens. We'd do Disney. We'd do everything. So yeah, like you could just make a whole like Florida week and then see other teams spring training too, because you have other teams all around there that you could go see.
I know the Red Sox, wherever they're located, I'm assuming it's close to the Yankees. They have like a
It's not. It's not. Oh. Naples is like two hours down.
Because they have a mini Fenway Park, which is pretty cool.
Jetway Park, right? Because it's JetBlue, I think.
Yeah. I've never been though. I've never found a reason to go down there. It just didn't interest me. Yeah. Also, the spring training games, you see Aaron Judge for like one at bat, and then he's out of the game. It didn't really interest me ever.
I did see Jason Giambi hit a home run and 2 doubles in one of those spring training games, and that was when he was coming back from the Balco stuff. So
wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's hear from Gary. Gary says, now that the Yanks made their big moves to run it back with the team from the last half of 25, what's your favorite little move we made this offseason? I'm excited to see what Nick Nitro Torres from the Mexican League can do. Thanks for all the hard work and awesome interviews lately. Is that his actual nickname?
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, or did Gary just make it up there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. I don't know if they have like big plans for him going forward.
Yeah, like I would love to see him be one of those guys who like maybe doesn't do well the entire year, but needs to, like, if they need someone to step in for someone and he has like an amazing month, like all those guys that came in 2019 when half the team was injured and guys would have like these incredible 2 to 3 week periods, which is why that team won 103 games. That'd be great if he could do something like that.
It'll be tough, but we'll see. Yeah.
What other moves have they made? Like little moves. I mean, bringing back Paul Blackburn was good because you could just throw him in there. Like if a game goes sideways and you need someone to just pitch out of the way and not use the bullpen, or the Yankees make the game go sideways and they score like 11 runs in the first 2 innings and you don't want to, after the starter comes out, you don't want to use the bullpen. You can use a guy like that to come out.
Well, you're going to really find out this year too, like the genius of Matt Blake, how much of it actually exists, because they got a lot of projects this offseason. and a lot of guys with good stuff supposedly, but guys that haven't been able to work out where they were. So we'll see if Matt Blake can kind of fix a lot of guys this year. They might have done a really good job with the pitching. We just don't know yet.
Right. All right, coming up next, more Fanmail Friday from our insiders and an everydayer question.
Well, guys, tax season doesn't have to take over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever just to hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax full service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish, without the stress of guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with local TurboTax expert in person or connect online. They'll handle everything from W-2s to self-employed forms and work to get you every deduction. It's a huge time saver, and it gives real peace of mind knowing that an expert is handling it. For a limited time, you can now have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150, all in if a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year. Just make sure you file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit turbotax.com/local to book your appointment today. We want to thank you guys for making Locked On Yankees your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. Are you not in the Everydayer Club? Well, you're missing out. Get ad-free episodes on every major podcasting app. That's Apple, Spotify, all of them that's available. You also get access to our members-only Everydayer Club Discord just for Locked On Yankees listeners, where we drop breaking news, we tease upcoming shows, and we talk through games in real time, complaining, celebrating, all the great things the Yankee fans do. Plus, you can score exclusive discounts on Locked On merch and get 60% off additional Everydayer Club subscriptions for all your other favorite New York teams. You can join now at lockedonyankees.supercast.com. Or if you're watching on YouTube, that QR code in the top right-hand corner of your screen, you can scan that, and it'll take you directly to the link. It's also available in our show notes to get it there as well. Be an insider. It's worth it. There's the merch right there. Stacey's wearing it, the t-shirt.
That's one version of the merch. You can get this. You can get our logo on a bunch of different colored shirts if you wanted to. So
lots of different things.
That's pretty cool. Hats, shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, zip up fleeces. It's
worth it.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Let's hear from Matt V. He says, with the offseason winding down and some top free agents available, can you see Framber Valdez taking a short-term opt-out deal? And if so, is there any interest? I think they're done. And that is one of the weirder ones that hasn't been signed yet. The fact that Framber Valdez has gone this long, and there hasn't been a lot of news around him either, to be honest.
Who had an incident last year? Was it him or someone else with the Astros?
I don't know if it was him. I don't remember anything attached to him.
Someone on the Astros had an incident on the mound, and I can't remember who it was. Maybe it wasn't him. Because if it was him, then maybe that's the reason why people aren't running to sign with or have him sign with them.
People are saying he might wind up back in Houston. People are saying the Giants are sniffing around. But yeah, I have not seen the Yankees attached to him at all, and I just highly doubt it. Even if it's a short-term deal, he's going to get a high AAV, and they're not interested in adding a crazy amount of more money to their staff, to be honest.
Definitely not. No. Hal would be sweating and freaking out, and we don't want that.
And again, I know people have been desperate for it all year. I don't think starting pitching is a big need for them. I just don't.
Right. And if it becomes a need, the trade deadline is always available.
Yeah, so they're not going to be doing this right now.
Right. All right, our next question is from Chris F., who submitted his question late, but I allowed it in because he was very apologetic about it. Saw today on one of my favorite sports apps, The Score, that we're ranked number 3 in the pre-spring training power rankings. They say we should still be a force, although we should have done more. Granted, we have cold this year, and that'll be huge. Do you agree with this? Love the pod, and let's go Yankees.
Yeah, I don't think the league. I think the league's very top heavy. But they're number 3. You got to remember too, their division is super competitive.
Yeah.
So like I do think you're going to have a little bit of that training wheel coming into the postseason when that gets here. I mean, that's a long way away, but you're going to have a little bit of that bat weight already on you because you're going to be facing tougher competition throughout the entire season. So I think there is that to it. But yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Their pitching staff's really good. The back end of their bullpen is really good. They're going to score runs. I'm not afraid of them. They're not going to be a bad team this year. They're just, I don't know if they drastically improved from the year prior, but they still coming off a year where they won 90 plus games. So, And if you had Garrett Cole, he probably equates to 3 or 4 more wins, Stacey, and you probably win the division easily, probably at that point. So yeah, like I do think Cole makes a difference.
And they probably wouldn't have lost as many games to the Blue Jays if Cole was in the rotation.
Remember that they lost the division to the Blue Jays on a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Like Cole likely wins one of those other games against the Blue Jays during the regular season, and they win the division on the tiebreaker. So it's a whole. You just got to look at these things a little bit differently. They win one extra game last year, and they win the American League East, and those games are at home.
Right.
It's a completely different story.
Right. Okay.
Is it me or you? I think it's me.
Let's
hear from Ruben. He says, will you buy MLB The Show if you have a PS5 and play as Judge in Fresno State?
Well, Judge is on the cover. I'm not. No, the only game I play is Township on my phone, and I have the neatest town with street grids, and all my apartments are in one spot. All my factories. I'm very Virgo. I can't have things just scattered places. My brother makes fun of me because I'm constantly on my phone while I'm watching TV playing this game.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes.
I've played The Show in the past. I haven't played it as much in the recent years. Will I play as Judge in Fresno State? Probably not. No, I don't have time to play video games. Legitimately, like I just don't have the time anymore.
Do you find it amazing that people go online and record themselves playing video games and people watch them do that?
And they make a boatload of money doing it too.
Yeah.
that streaming avenue is very profitable.
Yeah.
Like, people make loads of money doing that.
I mean, back in 1985 and 86, you could have watched me playing Super Mario Brothers and The Legend of Zelda on my Super Nintendo.
And you could be a millionaire right now.
I could have been a millionaire. What the heck? Or going even further back, watching me play Space Invaders on my original Atari.
Or you could have just went back to that. You could have just went back to that time and invested in like Google.
Oh man, let me just quickly talk about this because we have time before the next question.
Sure.
The night that my dad brought that Atari home, I was so excited because it came with combat. It's so primitive looking at these games. If you go on YouTube, people have loaded the Atari games into it. So you see the gameplay, like you see what it was like in 1978 when that game came out. We got our Atari in 1979. So we had combat, we had Breakout, we had Space Invaders and bowling. And I spent hours playing Space Invaders, just hours of my life as a 6-year-old, 5-year-old and a 6-year-old playing Space Invaders and Asteroids also. I loved Asteroids and Pac-Man, of course, because who in the 80s didn't play Pac-Man? You ever play Pac-Man? Was Pac-Man still around?
Yeah, I had the little plug-in Pac-Man. It plugged into your TV into the front, like with the yellow and red cables, and I would have the joystick and I would play it that way.
Nice.
I was a big MLB The Show kid. PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I had a dominant Red Sox team.
Nice.
The Red Sox, and we dominated. I had Alex Rodriguez. I think I hit 90 home runs in a season at one point.
What was the Nintendo game? RBI Baseball? Was that what it was called? I used to play that.
I think
that
so,
was,
yeah.
It was fake names. They couldn't have real guys' names, so they made names that were similar to the guys' names. But so you knew who the guy was, but it wasn't really him. Yeah, those were the days. Okay, our last question of the segment is from Insider Tom, Everydayer Tom. Anne-Marie, again, thank you for getting him the Everydayer Club membership.
Good work, Anne-Marie.
This says, I can't even read it. Hold on, because it's too...
I got you.
Okay, it's too small for me.
I'd like to hear from both of you guys on this question. I have 2 young kids at home, a 3-year-old girl and a 2-month-old boy. My lifelong goal is to make sure they love the Yankees forever and never date a Red Sox fan. Do you have any specific memories from childhood that solidified your love for the Yankees? Was it anything your parents did with you?
Oh, well, yeah. My dad bringing me to my first 2 Yankee games solidified my love for the Yankees because they won both of them. And I thought, well, okay, I'm going to have to come to Yankee games all the time if they're going to keep winning for me. I did date a Red Sox fan once.
You did?
Yeah.
What the heck was that like?
Yeah. And he lived in Boston too. It was a long distance relationship. This was like almost 28 years ago.
Why?
Because
how rich was he?
No, he was cute. I had a thing for Irish boys when I was young, and a lot of Irish boys in
In Boston, sure,
well,
there's plentiful.
We worked together. He worked at one of the stations that I worked with at my first out of college job, and we, connected, whatever. But the night that Tino hit the grand slam in game 1 of the World
You guys
Series,
didn't speak.
I was in Boston and I was cheering that in a Boston bar near FanDuel Hall. And he's like, "You're going to get me killed."
That's insane. I don't think I could personally date an Islanders fan. Like, I'm a huge Ranger fan, and I don't think
I wouldn't do it again.
Like, local.
No.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't do it again. Just back then it was okay in the middle of the dynasty.
Yeah.
Right after the dynasty.
because I could
Brad.
trash talk. I could trash talk.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
With the best of them. So yeah.
Tom, my Yankee love, my Yankee love came from my uncle, who's a big Yankee fan. My dad really didn't have a team. My dad loved baseball, but didn't really have a team that he was obsessed with. So my love came from that angle of it, to my grandfather's chagrin, because my grandfather's a big Mets fan. So I actually betrayed him in that sense, and upset him greatly. I think you just gotta surround them with Yankee stuff just 24/7.
Right.
Like when they're at that young, impressionable age, just only Yankee games on in the house.
Oh yeah.
Only take them to Yankee games. Like, don't make their first game a Mets game.
I know I watched Yankee games with my dad when I was little. I watched all the sports with him when I was little. And I definitely was drawn more to the Yankees than I was to the Mets, because he was more of a Yankee fan than Mets. So that's how that happened for me.
There's not another team that I could meet a girl that she's a fan of that would bother me. Like, I wouldn't date a Red Sox fan, but other than that, I think I can make it work. I could date an Orioles fan or a Blue Jays fan. I wouldn't care. An Islanders fan would never work. I can honestly, there's no chance I would ever let it work.
Yeah. The local rivals, no. I couldn't date a Met fan. Just no way.
I could.
No.
I could. It wouldn't bother me.
Nope.
I don't see a rivalry with the Mets, so I wouldn't care.
No. I don't see a rivalry. They see the rivalry. By the way, that discussion's coming up on Monday with our guests. Sure. We'll talk about that in a bit. All right. Coming up next, we move on to YouTube questions.
Well, thank you guys if you're still hanging around. 45 of you listening on the live feed. Also, if you're listening on the podcast, thank you very much. Follow us on all of our social medias. We're reposting things, all of our shorts and stuff like that. We are having on a very special guest on Monday for our interview series as it continues. One of Stacey's idols in the industry, Linda Cohn. You probably know her as a former SportsCenter for years and years and years. Hosting on SportsCenter, a major piece of ESPN all over television. Well, she joined us for a lengthy conversation about her career, her sports journey, really everything in between. It was a lot of fun and honestly quite an honor to have her on.
Yeah, so that'll be Monday's show, and you will see what Linda and I bonded over, because it was pretty funny.
Well, it was really cool. Really cool interview. Let's hear from Kevin Sweeney, K5C. He says, "Hi, I'm pretty excited that Aaron Judge is playing for his country in the World Baseball Classic, but I'm worried he'll get hurt. As an Islanders fan, I know it can happen. John Tavares broke his leg in the Olympics and missed the rest of the season in 2014. What are your views?"
And don't say anything bad about...
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I don't care that John Tavares got hurt.
we experienced it when Mark Teixeira hurt his wrist in the WBC.
That one hit a little more.
Yeah. I mean, anything can happen. Who was it for the Mets that hurt? Was it Edwin Diaz?
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
He tore his ACL celebrating a victory. That one's crazy too. Yeah, anything can happen. I'm not that worried. I want to see Aaron Judge playing for Team USA. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm actually very excited for it. These teams are stacked. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Hey, that last at bat between Ohtani and Trout in the last one was
that was
absolute theater.
Yeah. So I'm totally in for it. I'm excited. And also, I'm not gonna lie, it was a really good appetizer for the baseball season.
Yeah.
Because generally, like I said, you get really excited for pitchers and catchers, really excited for the first couple of games, and then spring training, because they need so much time, just starts to drag. It really does. And you just can't wait for regular season to get there.
Yeah. This
will create a really, really, really fun atmosphere. I'm I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Our next question is from Ari Ganonsky. Ari, welcome back. We haven't had a question from you in a while. Why is there no public display of sportsmanship after a playoff series, baseball playoff series? The coaches always shake hands after an NFL game, an NBA series. NHL has the lineup where every player shakes hands. At the end of a baseball playoff series, the winning team usually celebrates on the field while the losing team looks dejected in the dugout.
I don't know.
That's
my
either.
Honest answer. I don't know.
Don't they shake hands after like Little League games? Sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind of that. That's more. I feel like that's more to like just teach kids like respect and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hockey obviously has the most respectful tradition possible, where they line up and shake hands.
Yeah.
But it's after the celebration.
Yeah.
Like in hockey, they line up and shake hands after you had to watch the other team celebrate on the ice. So it is kind of
it would be the same thing in baseball, because the other team's not going to like just be like, oh, cool, we won, let's shake hands and then celebrate. They're going to celebrate on the field.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree. It is weird, but I also think too the proximity of like where the clubhouse is to the dugout. You know what I mean? Like the dugout is right there on the field, and the clubhouse is a tunnel connected to the dugout. So you can very easily just turn around and walk right into your locker room and get out of there and not watch the celebration. Whereas football, you have to walk across the field or to the corner. Basketball, you got to walk to the corner. Hockey, usually to the corner. So you don't really have that option usually.
Some guys do. I mean, you see them. You see the guys who sit there and watch the other team because they use it as motivation. They want to soak it in and be like, okay, I want that to be me, and I want to experience that too. But yeah, I think it would be pretty interesting actually if baseball teams shook hands.
Yeah, Casey Cottrell with a really interesting question here. Who is the most overrated and underrated player that you guys ever saw play live? That's a difficult one to think of at the moment.
Overrated, I'd say Ray Ordonez, because everyone was like, oh my God, he's going to be this, he's going to be that. He was grouped in with the rest of the shortstops. He was going to be amazing. And then nothing after how many years? Like 4.
It's hard to think of it like a moment's notice of an overrated and underrated, like all-time player. I will say one of the more frustrating ones for me was Wandy Peralta, because that year, I forgot what year it is at this point. Is it maybe 2022? It might be. I'm forgetting the year. But Aaron Boone was obsessed with Wandy Peralta.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like he brought him in every single situation imaginable. I don't know why, but I felt like he never got the job done. He'd have like a week of good play, and then all of a sudden would blow 6 saves, not even 6 saves, appearances in a row. It felt like he gave up a run in every appearance. Boone was obsessed with him that year, whatever year it was. I have an interested, underrated is a very tough one. Because I mean, there's some players in years that just have like unsung years that like you just don't know how the heck that happened. Where they wind up having great years, then and then falling apart, never appearing again. So that is a weird one. That would take a lot more thought. I'd say another overrated one that really annoyed me for years, and this is going to be at the Mets. Brandon Nimmo. Like decent numbers, but Stacey. I mean, the try hard stuff just annoyed me to no end. Like how he would sprint after a walk.
Oh,
it would annoy me to no end. He came across as such a loser, such a try hard, and I hated. When people would talk about him, I'd be like, he's just the most annoying player ever. And yeah, his numbers were good, not great. I never viewed him as a great player. So I'll give you those two. But underrated is very tough in baseball because there's just some years where guys just had great years out of nowhere that you never kind of like saw coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's the one Domingo Germán year where he had like 18 wins, but he also had like a 4 ERA.
Right.
Like it's so many weird years like that in baseball where like guys could be listed as either under or overrated.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the underrated discussion works better for guys after they retire and they make it to the Hall of Fame ballot and they get eliminated right away when they had pretty good careers. And you're like, how did this guy get eliminated from the Hall of Fame ballot? Like there were a few of them in the past decade where you were just like, how did this guy not get a chance to even
look? I'll give you one around the league. Probably like not to us, but around the league, Andy Pettitte might be one of the more underrated pitchers of all time. Because he has unbelievable postseason appearances, but like his regular season numbers are nothing to go crazy about.
Yeah.
And I think that might be one of the more like Yankee fans know how great he was. But if you're outside of the Yankees, you probably don't view Andy Pettitte as his all-time great.
Yeah. All right. Our last question of Fanmail Friday for this week is from Colin Martin 42. take the over-under. Giancarlo Stanton, 10 games at a position other than DH in 2026. Personally, I'd like to see him in the field somewhere between 15 and 30 games, but I realize that's probably not going to happen. I don't want to see him in the field that many games.
Neither do, and I think there's no chance that happens. The Yankees they've never shown a willingness to put him in the field. They did it last year out of complete desperation.
Yeah.
Actually, not going to lie, I thought he was okay in the field.
He was perfectly fine.
Like I actually didn't think he was bad. I didn't think he moved poorly. His arm wasn't terrific, but
yeah,
I didn't think he was bad in the field at all. They don't trust it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so there's 10 games. Again, there would that like the question we fielded earlier. Something awful would have to happen for them to play him for more than 10 games in the field.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because the outfield is pretty much set. You have Judge, you have Grisham, you have Bellinger. And then you'll have guys going in for spells. Like, maybe one day Judge will DH, Bellinger will move over to right. You put someone else in left field, probably not Stanton. So, yeah, I don't even want to see him there 10 games. That's too much.
It'll be Dominguez that spells in. Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't want to think about worst. Let's not think about worst case scenarios. Let's be positive for once.
Agreed. I'm for that too.
Right? Everyone in the chat, do you agree with us? By the way, I did get some answers. People my age and older were saying that they think of Willie Randolph as a Yankee. Remember we?
Yeah. I mean, I expect that.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
like
I
anyone
can understand why younger people would see him more as a Met, but
I could almost guarantee any of my friends, if I reached out to them right now, they would tell me that Willie Randolph is a Met. They view him as a Met.
That's just so weird to me. I get it, but it just no. I picture he played second base from the time I could function as a human, because you don't really function for the first year and a half of your life, but once you hit 18 months you kind of can function a little bit. So for that entire time until I was 10, a little bit older than that, he played second base for the Yankees. He was always the second baseman. So
yeah, no, I don't view it that way.
Yeah,
very odd.
Yeah, the age, the difference between the generations is amazing.
Staggering.
Because we're getting to the point now. We're in 2026. So the 1996 championship is going to be 30 this fall. That is just what?
I'm not even there. I'm not even there yet.
Right. How was that 30 years ago? You're almost 30.
Almost. Not there. 29 soon. 29 is not 30.
Yeah, but you're almost there. 29 is the worst. Let me just tell you, because you just want to be 30. 29, you're just sitting there can I just be 30 already? Just get this over with. I
don't know if 29. I'm going to feel that way. I'm probably not going to feel that way, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I didn't like 29. I didn't like 49, but 39 I wanted to hold on to. I don't know why turning 40 felt the worse than turning 50 for me, which is very strange, right? Don't you think?
Isn't 40 a big one?
40 is a very big one. Yeah, that's the over the hill thing, but it's different now.
Because everyone lives longer?
Well, people live longer, and people people have to work longer. So you're not retiring anymore at 65, where my generation's going to be working till, if we live that long, we're going to work till we're 85. So 40 is nothing.
If podcasting is still around.
Could you imagine? Oh my goodness. I won't be able to see anything. I won't have any teeth. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be great. Great for the viewers.
It'll be
Hopefully
great for
we're
the
off
viewers
YouTube by that point.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Locked On Yankees. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On Yankees so you get all the latest episodes. You can also follow us on Instagram at Locked On Yankees, all one word, and TikTok at LockedOn_Yankees. And if you never miss an episode, the Everyday Club is built for you. You get Locked On Yankees ad-free. You get members-only Discord access, where you can trash talk with the other teams, because you can go into their Discords as well, which is pretty fun. You get merch, and you get 60% off of other Everyday Club subscriptions if you want to do other New York teams. So that's always fun. For those of you on video, we send you to the first ever 24/7 national Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen Locked On MLB with Sully. So that's going to do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
I'm Brian McKeon. We'll see you guys on Monday for Linda Cohn.